And good morning. Welcome to Local Talk right here on Next Door Radio, nextdoorradio.com, and the Next Door Radio app. We are live here this morning in downtown Oxford at the Next Door Radio Studios, 109 Hillsborough Street in downtown Oxford. My name is Trey Snodd. Make sure to download our app today by way of Google and the Apple Store. If you're listening back to our podcast, the timestamp is 10:03 a.m. here on a beautiful Wednesday. A little cloudy, but hey, we'll take this rather than the 100-degree weather that we've been receiving. Hey, we got a good show lined up for today. During the meeting on June 20th, the Granville County Board of Commissioners appointed former Emergency Service Director Doug Logan to the position of Interim County Manager. Right now, Doug joins us here. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Trey. Good to be with you.
Oh, life is good, my friend. Congratulations to you. Before we kind of dive deep into what you're going to be doing in the position, let's introduce you. For those, again, you've been a part of Granville County for quite a while, and you worked in the emergency services for a little over 20 years. Been retired for the last 2. Now you're getting back into the workforce, should you say. But first, if those that quite not know who you are, let's introduce you.
Sure. So, again, my name is Doug Logan. Born and raised Granville County native. Graduated from high school from J.F. Webb. Go Warriors. So proud of that. Had the great opportunity to attend college at Vance Granville Community College, graduating with an associates in electronics engineering, and went to work for the school system locally. Both my parents were employees of the Granville County school system. My mom, first grade teacher. My dad was the bookkeeper for the school bus garage, and so I kind of got into that level there, working in the maintenance department, doing, of all things, what I went to school for, electronic repair.
There you go.
My dad, how I kind of got into emergency services or anything, my dad was always on the local rescue squad, as long as I could ever remember. He'd put on his little white coat and run down to the end of the driveway and wait for the ambulance to come pick him up to go to a call. That's how they used to do it.
Wow.
Yeah. He would get a phone call. He would be on call and had to sit there and hug the telephone way before the days of pagers or anything like that. But I guess I just kind of fell in love with it and really started going along that way. Fast forward a couple of years after getting out of college and working for the school system, I took a basic EMT course. I was a volunteer firefighter for Granville Rural Fire Department. I took a basic EMT course, and a job opened up on the ambulance service. I took that, and one thing to another, in 1994, the position of emergency management director for the county opened up. I applied and was fortunate to win that position. And since then, it's just been a great thing. As we were talking earlier, I guess throughout my entire career, I never really considered it a job more than about 10 days with the challenges and things we faced.
Yeah, well, that's what with radio. That's the same way. People ask me, how do you get up in the morning? How are you so chipper? I said, because I love what I do. I love getting out to the community. I love going into coffee shop here locally. Love going into restaurants and shaking hands. I'm a hugger. So if I hug you, don't be creeped out. But again, congratulations to you. Of course, my good friend and Michael Phelps has stepped down. He announced his resignation on May 2nd. The Board of Commissioners engaged the Service of Development Associates to look for a new manager. So how did this kind of lead into Doug Logan taking over the role as interim manager?
Well, I would like to think it was because I know quite a bit about the county and the operations as a department head for 25 years. I did serve in the interim, not interim, but the deputy manager's position for continuity's sake. So whenever Mike would be out of town or anything of that nature, should an incident occur that required a county manager, I was the one that would fill that position. We have as most every good government agency needs to have a continuity of government and continuity of operations plan. So that just means a line of succession, if you want to call it that. So had a little bit of opportunity to dip my toes in the water. Over the years, I was able to work with, I believe it was 5 different county managers throughout. So witnessed a lot of different management styles. Got to work with all of our departments in the county over the years. And I guess I just kind of fell into it.
So we're talking about a little bit relationships. You're going to be officially taking the employment the week of July 11th, which overlaps with Michael Phelps in his final weeks on the job, and then officially take over Friday, July 29th. Is that correct?
That is correct. I will take the oath of the county manager's office on the 29th.
So talk about your relationship with the current board. And we talked a little bit about it off air, but again, that's a big part of what you're going to be doing is talk about the board and how the relationship you had with the county.
Sure. I guess the general responsibilities of the elected officials and the per se hierarchy, they are our policymakers. That 7-member board, they're each charged with the responsibility to look after the best interest of our county citizens. That's why they're elected. They're there to represent their individual districts in the interest of that, but also to make best decisions and best practices for the betterment of Granville County. So they establish policy, and the county manager's position is to implement that policy through the various departments and boards that are, I guess, sub to that organization. I think the best way I could describe it is, as a department head, I was traveling on the northbound lane of I-85. As county manager, all of 85 is my responsibility now. So it's going to be a bit of a different role than when I served, but with the understanding and knowledge that we've got some of the best department heads in the state running our various departments, I actually anticipate it to be a fairly easy challenge, honestly.
That's a big word.
Yeah.
Easy. That's a big word because this is, like you just mentioned, it is a huge, really responsibility to take on the entire county, entire
Absolutely.
government. But are you looking forward to it? Are you excited?
Oh, I'm very excited. I'm very scared too.
Yeah.
Since the initial conversations, I've laid there in bed, sometimes wake up at 3 o'clock, all of these things whirling through my head, not the least of which is my personal feelings that the last thing I would ever want to do is disappoint anybody in this particular role or any role that I actually fill for that matter.
Again, Doug Logan joins us here by way of our local talk program here live here in Nextdoor Radio, nextdoorradio.com, and the Nextdoor Radio app. He's going to be the interim county manager as Michael Phelps has stepped away he announced his resignation on May 2nd. He'll officially take over the employment July 11th, kind of go around the county with Michael Phelps to kind of talk a little bit to the board, some of the presidents. But you mentioned before in the beginning of this show about you've witnessed 5 different county managers. Give or take a couple of them that, hey, I like this. Are you going to be doing something different stepping into the new role?
Don't anticipate doing anything different. I'm not here to be a cleaner. I'm not here to be any thing from that perspective. I think, honestly, things are actually, despite what gets published a whole lot of times, controversy tends to sell. But I think Granville County is in a really good position. We're growing rapidly. I see that as one of the more challenging aspects to stay on top of is the rapid influx of people moving to Granville County, businesses and industries wanting to locate here. We've got a very aggressive economic development department that is going after getting businesses to come into Granville County, not just for the tax base, but for the jobs that it will create and the different things that need to be here. Administering budget, that's pretty much already done. They've already settled that. The budget's been adopted. So just making sure everybody's kind of, the train stays on track until the appointment after the search for the permanent manager.
So officially taking over and going into employment on July 11th. And now we're going to talk about the fun part regarding, hey, July 4th weekend coming up. Any plans for this weekend?
My wife and I are going camping. We love the outdoors. We have an old camper that we came about. One of my dreams prior to retirement was to get a motor home or something and travel the country. And so far we got the motor home, but we haven't traveled the country yet.
I know. Well, gas prices is crazy,
right?
So I understand where that comes from. Well, my friend, congratulations to you. We look forward to, if we can do anything for you here at the radio station, please let us know. We're always there for you, okay?
I'm sure we'll be looking forward to a great partnership.
Absolutely. And Dello officially takes over office on July 11th, and we're looking forward to seeing what he does in office. Again, my name is Trace Knott on behalf of Local Talk here on Nextdoor Radio, nextdoorradio.com, and the Nextdoor Radio app.